Okay. For you, coffee.
I'm a living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior.
Welcome back to MMA Underground. Over here we got two special guests, but I couldn't go first without introducing the one and only awesome co-host, Sanke.
Yo, what up? Sanke in the building. And we got all the way from StreetBeefs West Coast, one of the most entertaining fighters in StreetBeefs, Prince KT. And all the way from the Scrapyard, this man is making a name for himself, Mr. E Money. What's good?
It's good.
Yeah, how y'all doing tonight?
We good.
Oh shit, man. I'm doing real good. I just got home from practice myself at the hot box, so getting ready.
Nice. All right. I can dig it. Well, I mean, I guess that's you just said you came from the hot box. Let's speak on it. We have the Super Bowl event coming up, and I was personally a big fan of this Money Mail fight coming up, but there were some changes. You want to know people what to be in store for?
Yeah. So Money Mail was he didn't know if he was gonna be able to make it with money or not. It was like going back and forth. So I told him just save your money, bro. You know, I have all the respect in the world for Money Mail, but I'm not gonna make him go broke just to try to get a fight out here with me. So I said, bro, I've been working MMA. I'll take my first MMA fight. Maybe down the road we meet or something whenever money's right. But money wasn't right for Mail, so he ain't gonna make the trip. And if he does make the trip, who knows? I'll put some boxing gloves on and fucking get in there. But right now it's gonna be a MMA fight against a heavier dude, but yeah, we're gonna get it done.
Ooh, it's gonna be a fun one to watch. I'm excited. We've talked about you doing MMA on the show once or twice before, so you know your name definitely came up.
Yeah.
We see you grinding, man. We see you grinding, adding new weapons to your repertoire.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a fucking problem. I really ain't got no worries about nobody. I'm a fucking problem. And you know, they were gonna give me Battleborn Muay Thai for the title, but Wedo was like, "Get your MMA in." But shit, I'm a fucking problem, so I don't care who I step in front of at this point. I'm a fucking problem.
Hell yeah! And I mean, shit. Talk about MMA. I mean, this man E Money right here. His MMA fights have been pretty killer. And I heard you said that you're fighting all the way from Hawaii, right?
I'm born and raised out there, but I live out here in Washington.
Nice. So I was gonna ask, how's it like how's the family do when you send up the video? You're like, it's dropping, send it across to everybody. Ooh, how's that going?
Over. It blows up. Everybody out there, they're all big support. I mean, to be honest, like we grew up in that same environment of doing this stuff, you know. So it's big part of the culture out there. So growing up, you know, grappling, kind of do that on
playgrounds
and stuff like that out there. So kind of a big thing. So everybody loves it. Everybody's wanting to watch it. Everybody loves it.
Hey, for the viewers that don't know, bro, when did you start fighting in Scrapyard?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
I'd say maybe just the beginning of last summer. So not too long ago. Very short.
Nice. Like I said, man, you're making waves, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm excited. And I was gonna say, because I was curious, Prince KT, I'd obviously some of your grappling videos with Wedo, and I'm like, all right, hell yeah. Do you have any submissions that you're kind of favoriting right now, or maybe you might want to try to pull off, or you want to keep that a secret?
Oh man, I want to hit this boy with a banana split, and then see where the fight goes from there. Now my grappling is I'm gonna say I'm a white belt in a jiu-jitsu gym. In a wrestling gym, I'm getting bodied all fucking day long. But this last weekend, we wrestled with some ASU grapplers, and I did pretty well. Grappling surprises me. I've never been in a grappling gym to fucking work the movements and everything, but whenever I get up against these guys that are state champions grapplers, I can go with them. It's more of a cardio thing than a technique thing at the time. So yeah, I can go. I can get my transitions. I got inverted triangles, arm bars, got omos. I got jitsu all over the place. So yeah. I don't know. I think that's what's going to really shock somebody. I could pop out some flying shit. I just picked it up off of years of watching MMA, and it works. It works. I don't know. I've been throwing around guys that are way fucking heavier than me throughout this whole training camp. So that's going to be my thing.
All right. I do like it. I feel like with the people that come from the streets or train a little heavier, they know it's like you don't always get to pick the size of the opponent. You don't always get to do this. So when you do train, you fight someone within your weight class. It is kind of nice. It's like, oh, okay. You don't be as hard as I thought.
I mean, especially that double leg. You know, that double leg just become lighter and lighter. It just no overhead slams, but nobody's got to take you to the side. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
I like MMA, man. MMA really show. I mean, I've been in boxing, right? And it's obvious I'm a brawler, I'm a scrapper, but I have head movement. Being able to use all that in MMA, I could set up kicks, takedowns, everything else. It's way more street-like, and I'm way more dominant. Dominant. Sorry, I couldn't talk. Yeah, I'm way more dominant in MMA. It's gonna be a lot more pressure than defense than you're used to seeing me in boxing. Defense. This one, it's gonna be fucking somebody up. It's fucking somebody up.
And then I know, so you were boxing, and then now you're gonna do your first MMA match, and then E-Money, you do MMA. Would you ever do like a kickboxing or straight boxing, or just no?
I would. I'm looking into it, but to be honest, my pedigree is MMA. I would like to actually get into MMA amateur, to be honest, and eventually get into pro. So for me, that's my forte. I want to stick with that one. But definitely, you know, if somebody would like to run in, you know, we'll run it. You know. That's how I feel on it.
That's crazy because I was gonna ask you if you wanted to pursue MMA outside of Scrapyard. So like what are you looking at? Let us know.
What was that?
This damn voice. Sorry. I said no. You talked about possibly going pro and stuff like that. Do you have like a little timeline that you want to try to accomplish that in, or just you want to just go as fast as you can and balls to the wall, or what's up?
I'm still young. I'm only 26. You know, I'm still got that fire going. Not super old yet, but I feel like it is a thing of I would like to get it done within at least the next 2 years. You know, but as of right now, we're just kind of rolling in, sticking in. To be honest, I'm never in a gym. You know, I don't train in a legit gym. So that's really, for me, the biggest thing I would like to seal up first before I ever step into actually going and fighting amateur. But that's kind of why I'm sticking with the Scrapyard for now. You know, it's like a quick way of getting the experience, you know, and it's on hand, you know. You're going out there and you're getting it straight up in your face. There's no way of running away from it. You're there, you know. But definitely, you know, I feel like it's something I want to get done soon.
I wanted to ask you, man, what got you into competing? You know, taking it from just street fights to something else.
To be honest, it was just kind of a thing of just wanting to grind with it. You know, it's like I love the sport itself. I find it something that I've always been intrigued by. I grew up watching UFC since I was like 12, you know. So for me, it's something that I always found very important, always something that I stuck with. You know, I did a lot of contact sports. I grew up wrestling. I grew up doing jiu-jitsu. So for me, it was that thing of kind of finding everything that just fits in place. I honestly feel like I was born to fight. And once I actually start working into developing that whole arsenal, you know, it'll start to shine.
I like it.
And then I was going to ask you, Prince KT, you know, I know you're a killer fighter, but I know you also do some badass professional wrestling and stuff. Do you have a match lined up anytime soon?
Man, honestly, these guys are real fucking good compared to me at professional wrestling. That's gonna take some time. That's gonna be like a year process of fucking training, taking bumps. That's going to take some time. These guys can move, man, and they can move and they can move and they can keep on moving. I'm going to have to be done fighting by the time I get into the fucking pro ring. It's not something I can do one and another at the same time, which I'm barely learning from this full-time MMA sparring and wrestling. And I'm like, fuck, I can't take a bump right now. Fuck that. There's a reason Brock Lesnar wasn't in the ring while he was doing MMA, bro. You can't. Yeah, no, it's a lot.
Hey, I gotta say though, the culture still wants to see KT and Mustache.
Hey, man.
I'm just saying.
Hey, that's Mustache call. When Mustache want that match, Mustache can have that fucking match. I'm already ready for it. What the fuck is his small ass gonna get out of a cage? He can't even climb the fence. I'll be out that bitch in 2.5 seconds. All right, that's all you need to know about that match. Okay, that match is done and over with. I might backflip off the cage a couple times just for fun. Let it be. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3. That's the count for me. KT. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Mustache get it anytime. Mustache know that.
I'm still
It has to be a steel
waiting
cage
for
match.
Mustache. He likes to run up on people with the random, you know. I'm waiting for it.
So E-Money, I was curious. You said that you train at home and that you don't go to like a legit like actual MMA gym. What do you feel before your next fight that you might want to actually try to improve on to try to come out even more victorious?
Honestly, I need more spar time, man. That's the biggest thing. I need spar time in. I'm looking for a lot of people to actually work with, like, you know, just kind of fishing around, finding people, but it's kind of hard to really seal that up. There's gyms and stuff out here, but it's really kind of hard to find a good gym to sit in, you know, especially with some of the guys out here that are actually training for going into actual amateur and pro bouts, you know, so everybody kind of wants to favor them. So for me, it's more of just kind of sitting on the side and, you know, grinding and finding that home environment, what feels nice.
You stay near Tacoma or no?
I used to live in Tacoma. I live up in Everett now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's where I live right now, Tacoma. Dang.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, you know, if ever send it my way back down there, you know, it might ever happen again.
I might meet up and train. You know, that's what we do. I know that's what they do all on the West Coast. They're all driving everywhere. I'm down to drive. I've met up with a couple of different fighters to spar.
No,
So,
same here.
yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm willing to travel stuff too. So, you know, I'm open.
Hey, E, since you mentioned sparring, I wanted to ask, what's your opinion on hard sparring? Everybody has their opinion on that. What's yours?
You know, I feel like it has its perks, but it also does have its drawbacks. You know, just like everything you do. But for the most part, you know, if used correctly, I feel like it's something that definitely helps a man blossom, helps a person actually gain some, you know. And that's kind of why I say, even with like what I do at StreetBeefs, it's kind of the same thing, you know. I look at them as a hard spar sesh. You know, it's definitely a little more intense than sparring, but kind of up there with it, you know. But that's why I feel like it does help you kind of build your tools, because when nothing builds you like being in the moment, you know. So that's my take. I feel like it's something you need, but can also have its drawbacks. Do it too much, you might end up getting a little too hurt.
Yeah.
What is your opinion, KT, on it?
I mean, you know me, and I coordination spar, which you can take that hard, you can take that light, you can take it any way you want it. I think you should work hard sparring farther away from your fight, right? And get comfortable with that. Notice what you got to fix from there, and then work some light sparring, coordination drills, coordination sparring. So when it's in the moment, it's instinct. Go back to some hard sparring, see where you're at, take your weeks off, get ready for the fight. It's all about timing with the fighter, you know, and that just depends on everybody. It could be me that likes it that way, another person that only doesn't want to hard spar at all. It's however you learn at the end of the day. It's like the same thing. Like if I was in baseball right now, if I'm going through batting practice, there's some kids that are going to be hitting fucking dingers out the park all day long. There's going to be one kid that needs to sit down and take time with his form on every swing, and come game time, he's going to be hitting nice line drives, you know? So it's all in the movement. It's all in what you prefer.
All right, that's a good analogy. I like that.
Yeah.
and I was gonna ask, and I know some kids you can pitch it afterwards too if you want. But I know you're fighting like in a tier a little later in the day. In March, do you have to try to stay cool before your fight to make sure you don't overheat? Or I mean, is it like pretty mellow in March so you don't have to
Yeah,
worry about it?
yeah. I think that's a big thing about these fights. I mean, all my Street Beefs fights have been pretty much the later fights in the events, and as we know, I lost to Dyro. I didn't take care of myself at all throughout that whole time. I'm sitting up screaming, so excited. It's my first Street Beast event. Gassed out second round. Since then, I've been sitting it. If you've seen me at a Street Beast event, I sit in a corner. I'm a dead man. I don't really socialize until my fight. And then afterwards, I'm full on KT. So yeah, reserving your energy out here in the sun, especially out in Arizona, is going to be a big old thing, especially if you don't train out here. If you don't train out here and that dust's flying around in the hot box, and it's going to be a different story. I mean, that's why I feel like us hot box, we have a fucking edge up on everybody coming this event, because we've been in here. We've been putting the fucking work in on the grounds, and there ain't no ground like the Street Beefs ground, you know what I mean? So it's going to be fun to watch.
Home field advantage.
Yeah, same vice versa, man. That shit sucks when it's cold as fuck.
Yeah, same. Like if I were to go to Scrapyard right now and it's fucking below fucking whatever, bro, I'm shivering when it's 70 degrees outside out here. I'm shivering my ass off talking about it's too fucking cold. So imagine me going to Scrapyard. I'm not throwing no kicks. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah. I'm a twig. I'm a break. No, like it's too cold out there. So again, what you prefer?
Last event, man, I was like, fuck this. I ain't never coming back on the cold event, man. Shit.
Hey, I definitely told myself when I go out there, it's strictly boxing. I'm not doing nothing else. No tricky shit. We can do it as simple as possible.
It's cold, bro. It is cold out there. I mean, even when we went to West Virginia out in October, right? We went in October for that West Coast versus East Coast invasion. It was cold. It was cold, man. I mean, Free Smoke had a thermal on most of the day under his red shirt, and then ended up taking them both off for his fight. Me, I wasn't that smart. So, yeah. Man,
I think one of my night fights was 32 degrees. I was like, why? Why would I? No, not again. No more. It was cool one time.
Yeah.
That shit was insane.
Come on, everything's all red, man. Shit.
Right.
Man, I don't know how y'all live like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'd walk outside and then automatically, I don't know, I'd put myself in a jail cell or something so I don't have to, it's the same weather in there. You know what I mean? It's cold in there too. So I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do the cold.
The hot box is gonna have some killer fights. I'm curious because the West Coast invasion was cool, and I mean, you guys got to be a part. You got to be a part of something killer. But I feel like this one's gonna be even bigger because you have different branches all coming to the West Coast. I mean, any one fight that you really want to see, or you're hyped for a couple of them. Because I got a few right here. I'm like,
I mean, shit. The best fight that was gonna come out of that was gonna be Prince KT versus Money Mel. That was gonna be the best fight that came out of fucking. Y'all don't understand. I've taken leaps and bounds in boxing. It was gonna be a great fight. But I like Prodigy Man in the Mirror. That one's hard. That's a hard fucking fight, right? They're both doing real good in the Emmys. I like all these fights. I really like Prodigy Man in the Mirror mostly, but then again, Mac versus Diesel too. Those are my sons. I like watching them. I always gotta watch my kids fight. Spectate, chaperone. No, I'm just kidding. Diesel's my fucking. At this point, Diesel's like my fucking brother, man. I don't even look at him for like my son anymore. Like me and him, he's cool as fuck. That's a real good dude. So I got Diesel in that one for sure. Shinigami coming back. Y'all know I love watching Shinigami. You've ever heard me commentate. And then Prince KT versus the Bone Man, man. I'm excited for me. I've been so locked in and focused. So I haven't really been paying much attention.
I'm wondering if your guy is related to my guy, because you're fighting Bone Man and I'm fighting Bones.
I wonder. I don't know, man. The guy is 6'4", 165. So I might be something to come out here for like a sparring session. He's like your size, man. He's like your size.
Nah, shit. I'm like 6'1".
Oh, I thought you was like 6'4".
No,
See, that's a tall guy.
that's a
dude.
tall.
Dude.
Man, so, you know, I'm excited for like Duba versus
dude.
Unknown because Duba,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready for that one.
I swear I've seen that fight before. You know, I
Yeah, this is
swear I've
gonna be
seen that fight.
too.
Okay, yeah, I've been there for one of those before, so that one doesn't excite me as much. But that one, I'm gonna tell you, that ring's gonna fucking break. That ring's gonna break. Them boys move. Duva, last time I saw him fight in person, almost ripped his toe off in this fucking ground. It was just Duva moves. Okay, yeah, they move. And yo, for everybody coming to the hot box. The hot box is unforgiving. Okay, there ain't not a single part of it that's forgiving. You hit that wall, you fucked up. You hit that ground, you fucked up. Every piece of it's gonna scratch you up, grind you down like you're a piece of cheese, and yeah, be ready. It's a rough and cut cage. It's the roughest thing, the cuttiest of cages you can fucking find, and you're gonna but it's a blast. It's a blast and a fucking half. So you guys gotta be ready for that.
Oh hell yeah! I'm waiting to see. Yeah, Crazy Legs and Battleborn too.
That one I'm mad excited for. And usually you guys know me. I'm on Battleborn's head left and right because it's just what we do. But Battleborn's at the same thing like Diesel. He's like my brother, so that's why I go at him like that.
Okay.
Battleborn takes this fucking fight. He is the best Muay Thai fighter in StreetBeefs right now. Okay, because Free Smoke didn't want that fight. We went there. I mean, I'm not gonna say he didn't want it, but it didn't happen. Okay, so right now, if Battleborn takes that fight and wins, that's how we gonna justify it at this point, in my eyes. And then I have to go fight Battleborn again because everybody.
Yeah, we want to see that. We want to see that. Hey,
Yeah,
check this out. Just a couple of days ago, I was with Battleborn sparring and shit, and you know, it's been a little minute since I last sparred Battleborn. And if anybody spars with him, anybody train with him, you already know Battleborn goes. It don't matter who you are, he goes, right? So you know, I walk in, we both basically just got there, we're at Wade, and Battleborn right off the gate
just fucking blew it up.
I ain't gonna say what he did, but I'm gonna say this man is ready.
Yeah, that's the intriguing thing about Battleborn. Anytime you call out a person like Battleborn, they're gonna bring you competition like you've never seen before. Like I don't know if people knew my theme for this fight. I called out Money Mel and everybody was like, KT, you're gonna lose, this, that. I'm like, nah, I am good. But I sit here and spar with Ant 24/7. I know I can survive this fight. I want to win this fight is my goal. Like it ain't surviving, it ain't giving a performance. I want to win this fight to prove I'm a good boxer. If I didn't go through, I'm like, okay, I want to win this MMA fight, and then I want to dominate in MMA. And Battleborn's like one of those people. He wants to dominate in everything he does, and his competitive spirit can drive competitive spirit out of you like no other. So that's why the first name you guys hear me say is Battleborn, Diesel. Guys that are up at 5 o'clock in the morning going to the gym, doing their just little shadow boxing. These guys are the only reason I call them out because they deserve to be respected like that. You know, you ain't gonna hear me call out somebody that's not in the gym, that shows up and says it's a piece of cake. Like y'all ever heard me call out E7? That man's too good for this, right? That man's too good for this stuff. He treats us like we're pieces of cake. They're in there grinding. So I want people that are gonna uplift the next person. You know what I mean? Not to say E7 wouldn't be good competition or he isn't a good fighter or anything. I feel like you learn more from your opponent than you're going to learn from anything about the fight, right? Nobody wins in fighting. Everybody learns, right? Yeah. Nobody wins in fighting. Everybody learns. That's the goal at the end of it. And if you're going to go out there and get your ass whooped, you better learn what the fuck you got your ass whooped for, you know? But you better compete at the same time. And if there's no chance of competition, then there probably ain't a point for you.
Nah, absolutely. And I mean, with the competition, speaking about, pushing yourself, I am curious, E-Money, is there anybody that you personally might want to fight? Because I know I think that it would be an interesting fight with you and King Kai. I think it's at 170.
Yeah.
Possibly.
That was pretty good.
That'd be an interesting one.
Honest,
so I don't know.
I'm looking at 170. I'm still looking at that range, but even with that fight against King Kai, I felt like there was a lot of things that I needed to look back and assess that. You know, I felt like that fight, when you really break it down, I did dominate most of it. He threw me in positions that did kind of make me have to fight to get out, but I showed that I got out of him, you know. So I felt like at the end of the day, I did win that fight. It wasn't a draw, but I'll call it a draw because, hey, you know, he was the champ. And to be honest, we're not fighting for a champ. We're not fighting for the belt, you know. So I felt like there was no need for me to really have to fight for the belt there. The other thing, too, is that I'm actually going through a moment of getting married at this moment. So I'm trying to focus on certain things. You know? So fighting for me isn't really that thing in the yard that I'm really looking to do every month, you know. So there is aspirations there, though, to where eventually one day I do look on taking the belt at 170, you know, and coming back for that run there. And I'm pretty sure Kai knows it, you know, but you know that day will come eventually.
Oh,
that's the fight I'm looking at. High speed, I've been actually looking at working with him after our little thing that we did. But the only reason why I'm looking to work with him is because he's already, you know, he's looking to fight at heavyweight, so, or light heavyweight, 205. So for me, I feel like there's no real moment that me and him actually are going to bang heads, you know.
Yeah.
He's at 205 and I'm 170. Just a little, you know, just looking at things there. But that's kind of the plan there. Who knows if 170 is a pretty hard cut eventually, then I might go up to 85, but 170 is working right now.
Yeah. I mean, I like the 170 division. You got Maliko, dude. He's gonna be at the Hot Box event too, y'all.
Oh, really? Going to the Hot Box event?
Black Lobster.
Wacky.
Oh,
Straight fire. Hey,
I
wanted to ask you, bro, could you, you know, no time soon, but like, could you ever see yourself at another branch in the fighting?
What was that?
I said, could you ever see yourself in the future at another branch getting a fight at?
You know, eventually maybe, but for me right now, you know, money's a little bit more on that tight side, so moving around is a little bit harder, you know, especially out of state and stuff like that. But, you know, yeah, I definitely would love to go out there and show some love because, you know, that's where everything's rooted from, you know, it's from all the other branches. So I would love to actually get out there and show some love, you know. Definitely see a lot of skilled fighters out there, you know.
Who do you like? Who catches your eye?
Quite a few guys, actually, to be real. Quite a few guys that I've seen from, I believe, the West Coast and the Virginia branch, right?
Yeah. OG.
You know, there's quite a few bigger guys. There was a guy that I actually just watched a couple days ago. Can't remember his name now. I think he called himself King. But that was one that I was kind of looking at. I was like, this guy looks a little bit like he might be actually coming up with something, you know. So I do see guys coming up into the division with some talent, and they look like they are pretty good, you know. But all things you got to kind of wait on and see where time flies to, you know. But definitely in the aspirations, I would love to get out there.
I was curious because I know earlier E-Money was talking about possibly, you know, going pro, the whole everything. Prince KT, do you think you might ever try to get some pro fights in, or?
Oh yeah, here, man, I love MMA. This shit's pretty fucking fun. Yeah. I think I'm gonna hit the AMI circuit real soon. AMI circuit, after bragging on my wins in StreetBeefs, is having wins in the AMI circuit. You know what I mean? So I see no reason why I can't fight in StreetBeefs and build a record and catch bigger fights in the AMIs, catch bigger fights to start out in the pros. Yeah, that's the plan. Because pro MMA, have a name from there. It doesn't matter what organization, even if it's PFL. It means that people can look me up whenever I get into wrestling and see that I was a professional MMA fighter. I can actually fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So is that the end goal, the professional wrestling? Is that the
Yeah, I want to be a superstar, man. I want to be a WWE superstar. Or, yeah. there's so many wrestling leagues nowadays, but WWE, yeah, man. I've
Hey, man,
since you were a kid, drawing yourself on pictures in the lights, that's the dream, yeah.
Hell yeah. And let me just say, can we just take a moment to say how dope it is that 2 champions from the Slap League are from Street Beefs?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's fucking sick. That is
Yes,
so
sir.
sick. That is so sick. I mean, Disturbing the Peace did that with fucking style too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that is fucking sick.
Man.
No love's out there killing shit.
That shit was
mean,
cool. I've definitely watched the snippets here and there. I'm like, I'm a little bummed that they said the next season's not going to be on TBS. It's going to be on some streaming service, but
is it on Rumble? Is it on Rumble?
I think maybe.
I like what Dana White said about it. Don't bet against Dana White. If he needs to make something work, he's going to make it work. And now, see, we're sitting here talking about it right now. It works.
Hey, numbers don't lie, bro. At the end of the day, we could talk about it.
Yeah.
Numbers ain't lying.
It works. It works. I mean, you look at it as complete barbaric chaos, but it's entertaining, and he knows where to pick them from. Yep. I mean, bro, Disturbing the Peace and power slapping, like, when I heard that, I was like, that fits. That works. That's going to happen. He's going to do great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Come out, make a wave.
Yeah. Now, who I didn't expect to be out there smacking the shit out of people is No Love. No Love's out there fucking people up. And that shit is entertaining as fuck because he's so tiny compared to the dudes he's slapping. And he's just slapping their fucking cheeks off. It's nasty, bro.
It's slow mo be killing me.
It's honestly scary. It's scary how he be coming out of his little stature like that and just popping. Just has a pop about him. That's nice. That's real nice.
I'm like, damn. And then, I mean, since we're on the topic, we like to ask, you guys want to go pro? I mean, would you ever do Slap League or BKFC possibly? Because that's one thing I like. Because some people say hell yeah, some people say hell yeah, no. Some people are just right in between.
Yeah, I think not necessarily Slap League because it's not as known yet. But if I did like a BKFC fight, people would look it up. They'd see I can actually fight. Same thing. Even if I don't make it pro and I have all these StreetBeefs fights out there, I have more fights out there than half the. I mean, look up a wrestler right now and see if you can find his fight. Except for Matt Riddle, or like Bobby Lashley, Brock. People that have done MMA. But these guys jump straight to the top when they get into wrestling. So yeah. If I had a way to get eyes on me fighting, I'm doing it.
Hell yeah. What about you, E-Money?
Yeah, I definitely would. I'm all for fights, man. Anything that's of the realm, I feel like it is something that people should do. I feel like bare knuckle, it's in my opinion more safe than actually going out and really ripping with boxing gloves. The concussion force is less really impactful. So I feel like I would try it. You might get a little bit of some opens, but it's all good.
This is a free nose job. That's all bare knuckle is. It's a free nose job.
Yeah,
it's a free nose job. Yeah, real shit.
Yeah, it's a free nose job. You're talking about.
I mean, my favorite is when there's an old lady and she's one of the medics and she's like full on, just like the small, nice lady, and she's just like, my favorite sound is the bone on bone contact. There's nothing like it. I'm like, damn!
I like that. I do like
that. Man, it makes things more, more entertaining.
I think that's what draws people to street fights too, man. And you hear a clack in the club, you're like, "Oh shit, that nigga got
something like that."
Yeah.
Brain instinct. We're animals.
Yeah, I got a question for both you guys. We've been asking our guests this pretty much every week now. Who y'all got? Tank or Garcia?
Oh man, that's a good question, man. Garcia gotta beat that. Nah, honestly, Tank gotta beat that left, man. Tank can beat that hook on the inside.
Tank ain't gonna beat that left, man.
Which I think you will.
Tank ain't gonna beat that left. All right. I got Garcia, because I'm with the speed, and I'm with the move back foot style of fighting. And you ever see how Garcia got up against Campbell already told me all I need to know about him. He'll get up. He'll get up from a nice left hook. Tank, his last couple of fights, man. I mean, even against this last Garcia he fought, I think it was like Anthony Garcia or something like that.
Yeah.
He was getting tuned up for a long time there.
Oh,
For
Rolly,
a
huh?
long time. And then he ends up fucking knocking him out. So, I mean, I love that you have the power like that. But when you step up a class, there's guys that can pick their shots and get out of the way.
See,
I thought Rolly was going to do it too, though. So.
He actually missed that shot, man. I think he could actually put Ryan away.
Yeah, I thought that's what I'm saying. I thought Rolly was going to do it too, though. So, I mean, I'm not even a Tank hater. I fucking love Tank, but I just think that he does make mistakes that these guys capitalize on. But, you know, he's one of them dudes that's just like, he's built like
Sits on the outside of poke, man. Proby.
He's just built like that. You can't bet against him, but, you know, I'm betting against him. I can't bet against him, but I'm betting against him.
I gotta go Tank, though.
I got Ryan in points. I think Ryan's going to outpoint him in points all day long. All day long. I think he's going to sit outside.
I'm curious because there's an article where it just came out talking about how Davis put a 10-pound weight clause, a hydration clause.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that there was that much of a weight difference between the two because I thought Ryan Garcia does.
Yeah, Davis is like honestly way smaller. He got way less reach. He got less size. And when he saw Ryan Garcia for the first time after training and stuff, he was like, that nigga ain't never been that big. He even posted that to Twitter. So like you can tell he knows Ryan's been working. And
what's the weight difference?
I don't think there's gonna be, but
not anymore yet. But he said apparently like Davis said he's walking around 135 and that Garcia's walking around like 155 or something like that.
Bro, Tank is a tiny dude. Tank Davis is a tiny dude, bro. With a lot of power.
The one time though that technique works is Mayweather versus was it Logan Paul? When Logan Paul was like, Mayweather's like.
Well, here's where, and just because Tank's last fight, this is why I started picking Ryan, right? Tank's last fight, Garcia, the other Garcia, was inside with him, bro, and they were throwing. And that Garcia wasn't nearly as fast as Ryan Garcia is. And he was tagging Tank with a lot of fucking counters, a lot of three pieces. He was scoring more points, and then he got caught, you know? So.
But honestly, that's how Tank is. Tank's always been doing that.
Yeah.
Tank did that to Rolly. Tank did that to the other Garcia. Tank's been doing that, you know?
That's where it's like you can't bet against Tank.
The storm and they clipping guys on the inside. So really, that's why I say, man, it could go any way. Like if Tank
here's that bomb. Tank gets fucking hit, right? He gets hit a lot. Yeah. And we're talking about bombs. Ryan has bombs, bro. It's not just speed, bro. That left hook puts people out.
But that's what I'm saying. If you weather the storm, which we've seen Tank weather the storm. We've seen Tank get hit, and we've seen him weather the storm.
Hey, so let me ask y'all this. Do y'all believe Tank can knock out Garcia?
Oh yeah. I believe that's the way he wins if he does win.
I also did your thing, though, where Rolly came out and actually said that when it comes to picking between the power of Garcia versus Davis, he said Garcia all day.
Yeah.
He said Garcia just hits a little harder. Something a little bit more behind that punch. So that's why I do say, if you go either way, it's really a toss-up, man. You really, whoever you're picking on that day, you could win.
I really think Ryan Garcia puts Tank out, though, bro. Like, if the science of boxing, right? Mentality, you go all the way down to how it looks written, like how it looks on paper. It looks like Ryan's fully there, and Tank is like, this guy's nobody. And the hungry man. The hungry man's a dangerous man. So
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I might put a little bet on that game, on that fight. I mean, yeah.
That's very close. That fight is very fucking close.
It's like, Davis' power, Garcia's speed.
The real question y'all should be asking is who you think will win Benavidez or Plant, because that happened in the same day as the Hot Box event. And I swear I'm locked to the TV right after the Hot Box event, trying to see my man Caleb Plant put a guy in a coffin for talking too much shit. You know, so.
You're talking about the Plant and Benavidez fight, huh?
Yeah, Plant and Benavidez. Yeah. That's going to be a war too. I mean, boxing has wars going on right now.
For that one, man. I got some bad
That
blood.
one is going to be
So
absolutely insane. They
I know
have
what
beef-
Benavidez said afterwards. He might want Canelo eventually. I was like, okay.
yeah, they're fighting for Canelo. I want that Benavidez and Canelo fight though, because honestly,
yeah,
that's one I've been waiting on.
I'm young. All right.
as long
All
as
right,
Benavidez
now
say all that stuff, yeah.
I'm curious. For this question is actually for you two. So, other than the fights themselves, at the Super Bowl event, what are you most excited for?
Oh man, just the environment and its fucking self, bro. That shit is that is my therapy. I need that. Like I need to start making more events. It's a release, bro. I get a whole bunch of people that are just about as crazy as my ass that just welcome me in a certain. It feels like home. It feels like visiting home. And then you just get adrenaline dump after adrenaline dump after adrenaline dump after adrenaline dump, knockout. I fucking need it. I'm excited for everything. Shit, I'm
Yeah,
excited
man.
for my
I was.
whole family to be
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Let's say that Arizona's about to be popping at this event. I don't know if y'all know, but there's gonna be KTers like all the fuck around, so that's gonna be pretty exciting. That's gonna be
Yeah,
pretty.
I would say for me, man, just being there and fighting in the hot box for the first time. You know what I'm saying? I did the smoke ranch, I did the original sandbox, but last event that we had at the hot box, I ref, but I didn't actually fight there. So for me, it's like checking off that little box. Like, yeah, I hit this location, I hit that location. You know, when I go to Scrapyard, I'll be able to check that box off. You know what I'm saying? But the combination of being in that atmosphere, because if you've never been in the hot box, I feel like the hot box is probably the most gladiator-like location in street beefs. Period. You know what I mean? It's a whole different setting. The atmosphere is way like the stakes are way higher. You know what I mean? And for me, I get to showcase some Muay Thai. I get to be a little bit more freer than usual. So it's all of that wrapped into one. You know what I'm saying? All of that wrapped into one.
Hell yeah. I'm curious about some of that behind the scenes, man. You had like Heart in the Fight, Yankee in the Brick, I mean the OGs, Scarface and stuff coming out. Like I'm curious to see, it's gonna be lots of fun. And the food, I wonder what's gonna be cooking up. Woo!
Oh,
Yeah,
that hot
I
box
got
baby.
I got insight on the food, bro. Man, it's
Oh
gonna be
yeah, I did too. I'm already
it's
knowing.
gonna be
Yeah, it's gonna be nice. It'll be nice.
Hey,
shoot.
Money, do you get down on food at the scrapyard?
What's up?
You get down on the food at the scrapyard event?
Oh yeah, dude, the pulled pork burgers. Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was. I like the food now, but before we had that. Wait, what? What'd you say? Sorry.
My auntie's doing some catering. She makes Hawaiian food and stuff like that. So eventually, one day I'm gonna hit up Steve and ask him if he ever would, partner up and stuff.
All right.
Bring down a truck or something.
Hey, Hawaiian food sound bomb as fuck right now. I ain't gonna lie.
I want to put a couple pounds.
Damn. Some Kahlua
Yeah.
pig.
I mean, talk about fucking put it on pounds, bro. I'm 145 to 155 in the last month. I'm trying to put on weight too. Yeah, bulky. But at the same time, I want to be a 145er. So I don't know. That's gonna be a thing with me. Like
There was this one lady we had where she made sweets. So every time I'd buy a whole pie, she'd bring like 3 whole pies, and then she'd sell those. Then she'd have a couple ones that she'd do slices for. And I'd always get my sweet tooth on. I think I actually almost got a cavity from there because I was buying like, oh, let me get some cookies, let me get some brownies.
That's me though. I got a fucking bad.
I'm gonna take water out of them.
I got a bad sweet tooth. I drink a lot of fucking soda. I dehydrate the fuck out of myself, bro.
Oh man, you gotta cut that soda, bro.
Bro, you don't understand.
What's your poison? What's your poison first off?
Oh, Fanta. There's a normal orange. Nice orange. Man, You don't understand. I be drinking. I got a problem. Got a problem.
Hey, we all got our vices. We all got our vices.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And I
Okay,
can't
mine-
drink energy
Some
drinks.
electrolytes.
I can't drink energy drinks though. I have a heart. So that's where I'm
Oh.
like, okay. Yeah, I got a slower heart than most people. So if I drink energy drinks, that shit will spike up and fucking
Gotcha.
make me feel all weird and shit.
Yeah. What about you, E-Money? What's your vice? What's your bad habit food?
Man, bad habit. I take dabs all day, man.
Yeah.
That's the vice,
Hey,
man.
me too. Me too. Yeah, okay.
I'm always stoned shit.
I got a lot of bad habits. But,
Now, this comes to the bad part of the show, where I have to ask you guys to give shout outs, where to find you on social medias, and all that other fun stuff, because we're about to have to wrap up the time that we have with YouTube.
oh, you are all good. All good.
I'm
Man.
sorry.
All good.
Who wants to go first? You want to go first? E-Money?
Yeah, I can go first. So, I mean, you can find me on Instagram. I go by Eddie Spaghetti, but that's pretty much it. It's spelled a little different, but yeah, you can find me.
Eddie
But
Spaghetti, I
Edward
like
Merzbeck
that.
is the other way. But that's my thing.
Hell yeah. And y'all know, y'all have seen me here before. KennyTwitch.1 on Instagram. KennyTwitch.1 pretty much everywhere. KT Music on YouTube. Prince KT on StreetBeefs. KT's Kingdom for my fight page. The Hot Boxers if you want to see more of me training. Man, I got it everywhere. Y'all know where to find me. Overall, StreetBeefs West Coast. So, yeah. Had
All right.
a great time, y'all.
Yeah, that's a good
Hey,
one.
well, we appreciate you guys, man.
Big love, big love.
Take
Thank you,
the
guys.
time. And you guys have a great night, man.
Thank you, man. You guys too.
You guys have a great one.
Good night, guys.
Have a night. And for you guys that are here, I will say, before we go to commercial break, the two segments of your favorites, the fighters to watch and the fighter fight.
Yeah. It's on the way, so y'all stay.
What's good? It's your homie, Freezes Christ. Y'all know the deal. Make sure y'all head on over to overtimehustling.com where you can catch all the latest merch, all the newest mags, all the media, everything, know what I mean? You can also find me on Winging It with the homies Keith G, King Dale, and Payne Gusto. And you can catch me on Turf Tales. And if you got nothing to do on Sundays, even if you do got something to do, make sure you tap into Overtime Reactions hosted by the homie Cuzzo. And I cannot forget the homie Jay over there at the Yankee and the Brit channel. So make sure y'all go over there and check them out. And hey, check me out, your boy Freezes, on that Real Talk with Jay. It was a hell of an interview, yo. Gotta do it again. I keep saying it because I mean it. We gotta do it again. I had a great motherfucking time. But anyway, you know who it is. Freezes H, OTH, Yankee and the Brit, Winging It, Turf Tales, Overtime Reactions, Chronicles Podcast. You know the drill, Cush's Corner. It's a motherfucking movement. So move with it. Or move out the motherfucking way. Simple and plain.
You heard? OTH, the movement. Let's go.
Ananda Professionals and MMA Underground are teaming up to let you know about all of their great CBD products. Gummies are great for your stomach health, and your stomach health is a big part of your overall health. Fighters, are you looking for something to help you recover faster that's safe and healthy? Ananda's got you covered. Use the promo code BB Underground to save 10%. That's at AnandaProfessionals.com. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jay from Yankee and the Brit telling you to come over and check out our shows. The Yankee and the Brit Sports Talk, Well Beyond the Arc, the Markout Podcast, Real Talk with Jay, and MMA Underground Weekly at YouTube.com/The Yankee and the Brit. Deuces.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Now, you know what time it is.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
Ooh. All right. Fun one. I got one from all four branches today.
Nice.
We'll start off with the Scrapyard. Now, this one is Pookie. It's been a little bit while since he fought back, but every fight he had was killer. This guy's technical, And when he does his kickboxing, he knows how to bait with his head just the right way. He's powerful. He's fast. He's smooth with it. I mean, there's not a whole lot of bad things I can say about his fighting style other than I want to see more. So that's just me. Now, from the West Coast, I have Poi Dog. Man, I want to see this guy. I think he hasn't had a fight in a little bit, but it was a throwback that just dropped.
Yep.
The reason why I chose him is because I want to see him back in this cage. I love Fiji. He was a fighter to watch once before. We've had him on as a guest. And if you haven't seen this fight, I will spoil it. I'm sorry. He ended up beating Fiji, and I was like, I need to see more of this man. So I want to see him come back. I want to see him back in the yard. Now, the OG yard, I have Turk. This sucks a little bit because there was more drama behind the scenes, I should say, so he will not be back at StreetBeefs. But I want to see this man fight again, no matter where it's at. I love his style. I love that I get to see the development of when he first started fighting to where he was. And, I mean, the skills, the speed, the technicality, and the heart, the fact that he won't back down from anyone. I mean, he's a killer fighter. I like to see him fight again sometimes. So that's just me. Number 4 from Dirty South is the Challenger. Now this guy, he fought a little bit ago. I want to see him fight again recently because I've seen him training. I've talked to him once or twice actually on social media. I'm a fan of his fights too. I see the dog in him. He comes out and he puts in that work. I want to see more. I want to see these guys, if you do not get the theme, have not fought very recently. I want all of these guys to come back. They are guys that came out, made their name, laid it out there, started building something, and then unfortunately, life happens. So I want to see all of them back.
That was dope, bro. That was definitely fire.
Right? A little fire? What do we need?
A little fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. Sound Cam to 5-5. We're going to go ahead and start off with the OG yard. Conqueror versus T Nasty. And this was a nasty fight. Excellent MMA match. There was a lot of unorthodox strikes being thrown in this match. And these fighters, they wasted no time getting in the mix. And by the end of the fight, we had a beautiful finish. StreetBeefs OG yard, Conqueror versus T Nasty. Firefight. Check it out. We're going to go ahead and move on. Yeah, you see it. StreetBeefs Scrapyard. Settle versus Hitman. We got the West Coast homie Hitman going all the way to the Scrapyard. And, originally he had scheduled to fight another fighter. He ended up fighting Settle. This fight was a back and forth war. I would say what we learned in this fight is that pressure is key as well as cardio is key. But nonetheless, nothing but heart and talent shown by both fighters. This is a fire fight. StreetBeefs Scrapyard, Settle versus Hitman. Check it out. Yeah. StreetBeefs West Coast. No Love versus Lycan. You see it up there in the title. Power Slapper. Shout out to No Love, killing it on the power slap scene. This was a boxing match. And as you see in the other headline, with a seasoned boxer. There was nothing but combinations, volume, and technique in this fight. Pretty much this fight had it all that you want to see in a boxing match. Both men were game to hurt each other. And you could see the tug of war. You could see both men trying to establish themselves against the other. StreetBeefs West Coast, No Love versus Lycan, firefight. We're going to go ahead and move on. Another firefight all the way from StreetBeefs Scrapyard. Shrugs versus Turtle. I mean, this is another highly contested bout. I almost felt like this was two brothers fighting, you know, like some shit was going on at home or something, because neither man wanted to lose. Neither man wanted to back down. Crazy counters. I mean, throughout the entire fight is like counter after counter. Both these men are dogs, but at the same time, we saw patience every single round. But we saw aggressiveness at the same time. Straight fire. Street Beefs, Scrapyard. Shrugs versus Turtle. Check it out. And finally, I'm going to take you all the way back to Street Beefs West Coast. The Maniac versus Soul L. This was a fire fight, man. I fought at this event that same day. I fought right before this match. And let's just say, man, this was a shocking surprise right here. Two warriors with opposing styles. Soul L is actually a Muay Thai artist, and the Maniac, he's a bit of a brawler. Both these men gloved up and had a boxing match. Non-stop pressure and heart from Soul L. And this was probably, you know, one of the most entertaining fights I've seen in the West Coast. Both men pushed each other to become better fighters. And what else could you ask for? Straight fire. Street Beefs West Coast, the Maniac versus Soul L. Sam K and the Fire 5.
I felt like that was good fire. I almost lit my joint with that.
Yeah, man. I mean, all of these classic bouts, and yeah, man. I mean, I've seen them all, but you can't watch them enough. You know, you can't watch them enough. These guys are really talented, and like I said, all fire.
Right? And plus it does help, you know, when you know a lot of the fighters too, because then it's like you can really feel that emotion. You're like, okay, all right.
Yeah, bro. I cornered the Maniac in that Soul L fight, because like I said, I had fought right before he did. And you know, there was only 3 fights at that event that day. Very, very small crowd. But you know, we made the most of it, man. We made the most of it. And like I said, that fight right there is so entertaining. You know, it's not too often you see a fighter take hits and continue to press after taking those hits and still be in the fight. You know, a lot of times, you know, when you see a guy take punches purposely, he gets disoriented. You know what I mean? He's not attacking back, you know, but you know, we had somewhat of a madman moment, you know, where it was like dude was getting hit and he was getting excited and powered up. You know what I'm saying? So definitely check out the Maniac versus Soul L. Check out their previous fights. You know, we got the Maniac coming to the Super Bowl, and yeah, he's got a huge match set up. I believe it's a rematch with Hitman. So it's gonna be, and Hitman was also on the list tonight. It's gonna be straight fire, bro.
Straight fire. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm grateful for all of you guys that are coming out to view. Have a good time with us, but we don't want to keep you any longer. So, okay, any shout outs you want to give before we let everybody go?
Let's go ahead and knock out the shout outs. First and foremost, I want to thank our guests tonight. We appreciate your time. You guys were awesome. I look forward to seeing KT fight live this month. I look forward to seeing E-Money fight in the future. And, you know, audience, you guys look up these guys' fights, show some support. You know, both these men, they're monsters. They're not on the show for no reason. Prince KT, E-Money, look them up. Classic bouts. I also want to thank the audience, the people in the live chat, the people watching us on replay. We do this for you guys. We appreciate it. Shout out to my co-host, Buddy V, the best co-host. Shout out to Jay, the greatest producer. you know, we do this every week, man. I appreciate y'all. Overtime Hustling Magazine, shout out to you guys. I'll be featured in this month's magazine. Much appreciation. Heart in the Fight, shout out to you guys. Always killing it. Great content. And yeah, man, let me go ahead and shout out the branches: StreetBeefs West Coast, Scrapyard, Dirty South, OG Yard. We do this for y'all. Don't do the social media. If you got me, you got me. If you want to check me out, I'm here every week, same time, same place. And that's it for me.
And we every Tuesday. And you know the website right there, Zwell-world.com. Got the Instagram, Zwell_Buddy V. Yeah, lots of fun stuff. I don't know, there's just so much planned. I've been doing a lot of video editing on my YouTube. So 253 Buddy V, where I usually interview the fighters at events, just fun little stuff, my own personal shit. And it's a lot of growth. I'm excited. I've been grinding hard. So if you see me at the Hotbox event, I probably won't be fighting. I might get some sparring in. But if somebody needs a fight, I mean, I might step up to the challenge. But yeah, with that, please have a wonderful night. Thank you to everybody, like he said, that tunes in, all the people that sponsor or that watch the show, have fun, help support us. We support them. And if you go online to the website, Y and B, right here, you get 10% off merchandise, which, you know, saves you more than just shipping. So with that being said, in the words of Jay, one world, one love, deuces.